Here's something I've had to face in myself. I have this quiet habit of dividing my life into two piles. There's the spiritual pile, prayer, church, good and holy thing. And then there's the other pile, the ordinary, the mundane, the work that just has to get done. The report, the commute, the dishes that reappear every moment you finish them. And somewhere along the way, without ever deciding it out loud, I started to believe that God only really cares about the first pile. But look again at how Paul frames the whole thing in the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verses 23 and 24. He writes, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. It is the Lord Christ who you are serving. Whatever you do, not just the spiritual-looking things, whatever, the spreadsheet, the traffic, the washing, the shift you're dreading tomorrow morning, Paul takes that wall between the sacred and the ordinary and quietly knocks it down. Because it turns out there is no pile that God doesn't care about. The most ordinary task done with love, done as for the Lord, becomes worship. Your Monday becomes holy ground, not because the work suddenly gets impressive, but because of who you're doing it for. The dishes don't change, you do. And that changes everything about the parts of your week that you've been dragging your feet through. The task you resent doesn't have to be escaped. It can be offered. Now notice that phrase, with all your heart. Not with half of yourself, not resentfully, not just to get it over with, not counting down the minutes. When you truly know who you're working for, you can bring your whole self to even the smallest thing. Because nothing is beneath a person who is serving Christ. Nothing. So this is the question I want to leave you holding here today. Which part of your work have you quietly decided doesn't count to God? And what if that's the very place He's been waiting to meet you all along? Here's the practice. This week, pick one task you most want to rush through or maybe even resent. The boring one, the hard one, the one you secretly feel is beneath you. And do that one slowly, on purpose, as an act of worship. Don't rush it. Give it your whole heart. And as you do it, say to Him, even this I do for you. Because who you really work for changes everything about how you work.